Today's video is brought to you by Water H. Now, the Galaxy S23 Plus is the only phone in the S23 lineup that has the most downsides to it. And let me explain. Now, the reason that I say that the Galaxy S23 Plus has the most downsides is because when you look at every phone in the S23 lineup, they all have a redeeming factor for their price. The regular Galaxy S23 is a great upgrade from last year's S22, and even though it does have the same shortcomings of the Galaxy S23 Plus, it is cheaper. The S23 Ultra is more expensive, but for the insane price, you get higher quality specs, more features, and a unique, bigger build quality. But with the Galaxy S23 Plus, you basically get the exact same phone as the regular S23. Yeah, it's bigger, but I think the main thing that Samsung missed with the Plus lineup is the pricing. See, whenever I'm paying under $1,000 for a phone, I will have many nitpicks and problems with it, but overall, I think the price will be the main factor in me looking over these specs. But if I'm paying over $1,000, then the window of criticism does widen. See, I currently live in California, which basically means that I'm in a high-tech state. And it also means that any phone that I buy here, taxes will add another $100, which basically puts the S23 Plus at $1,100, which is also the reason why I feel like I have every right to criticize its price and its shortcomings. And don't get me wrong, the Galaxy S23 Plus is a really great phone that I feel should be considered as one of the best, most reliable phones of 2023. But again, I would like to address its shortcomings and problems so that you guys know what you're getting into for $1,000. Now, as we all know, it's 2023 and tech is all around us. It's in our cars, it's in our homes, and now it's in our diet thanks to the Water H Smart Water Bottle. Now, the Water H Smart Water Bottle is special because not only does it have a very premium build quality with medical grade stainless steel, it's also very easy to clean and has an amazing look that you can take anywhere and it'll fit. But it also has some cool tech that can help you on your health journey for better hydration. Now, when you get your Water H bottle, the first thing that you do is download the Water H app on your phone, connect it via Bluetooth, put your hand on top of it so that your phone can confirm the connection. And from there, you have an array of features. Now, whenever you fill up or drink from your water bottle, it'll tell you exactly how much water you have in your bottle on the app. Like for example, as soon as I take a sip, my percentage will go down and show exactly how much water I have left. It has a water quality sensor that tells you how drinkable the water you put in the bottle is. And it also has an LED light that is also a battery indicator since the bottle also comes with a wireless charger. And it doesn't end there. The app has many different milestones that motivate you to stay hydrated. You can set daily goals, check your water bottle status, and even check your day-to-day progress in the history tab. And if you like the Smart H water bottle, the link will be in the description and comment section of today's video. And again, I want to thank Water H for keeping me hydrated. Now, the first shortcoming is one of the main reasons as to why I think that the Galaxy S23 Plus should be cheaper. And that's the fact that they made it a 1080p display instead of a 1440. Now, the main reason that this is a shortcoming is because, again, this phone is too expensive for that. And there are many phones on the market right now that you can get for $500 to $700 and even $800 to $900 that will have a 1080p 120Hz display. And even though this isn't the best phone that Samsung has on the market, it's still a flagship phone, and I believe that if a phone is considered flagship, the display should be kept up in terms of the latest tech, if not one generation behind. If the phone costs more than $800, let alone $1,000, the display should be 1440p. 1080p is very outdated, and I think they should have gotten rid of it last year. Now, the next shortcoming is something that is very subjective because I know there will be many people that may disagree, and that's the fact that the S23 Plus is too much like the regular S23. From the look being the exact same, to the display being the exact same, all the way down to the features being the exact same. And for this reason, I can see why Samsung is getting rid of the Plus series. See, the main buying factor for most people when they're looking to get a smartphone is the price and features. It doesn't matter if the S23 Plus is bigger. Many people will go into the store, see that the S23 is cheaper, and will pick the S23 over the S23 Plus just for that factor alone. And for a lot of people, the main feature being it's a bigger phone just isn't strong enough. And this is why the iPhone 14 Plus is struggling. Because if you do want to get a bigger phone, it will make much more sense to have much better specs than the smaller phone. Which also goes into pricing. See, if I was Samsung, I would have charged the Galaxy S23 at $700, and I would have charged the Galaxy S23 Plus at $750. See, if Samsung can make the S23 cheaper while also making the S23 Plus $50 to $75 more expensive, the customer wouldn't be as reluctant to skip out on the Plus series. So it's either that or get rid of it. Either way, something has to change. And now that I've listed all of the major shortcomings of the Galaxy S23 Plus, I wanted to give you some more minor shortcomings and problems that I face with it. Now, just like every Android phone, the social media optimization isn't as strong as the iPhone, and it doesn't really look like it'll be changing anytime soon. Every single social media app developer besides Snapchat has made all of their apps specifically for the iPhone, which means you get better looking videos and pictures when you take pictures from the native app. With the S23 Plus, you will get less options when it comes to features. Your pictures and videos won't look as great for from the social media cameras, and emojis aren't as intuitive. Android Auto was still a problem for me. They have fixed it to where you can use your phone while using the GPS, but the apps still look outdated. It still doesn't support a majority of Samsung apps, and it still needs a major update to catch up with Apple CarPlay. And the last problem is something that I feel can be fixed, and that's the Samsung Messenger app. A lot of times when I'm sending or receiving a video from an iPhone, it'll often be very blurry, which is very annoying, and this problem can be fixed, but not by the consumer. See, Apple is very reluctant on fixing this problem, which is a smart move for them because it'll force more people to switch over to the iPhone for easier video sharing. So now that we've talked about all of the shortcomings that I had to say about the Galaxy S23 Plus, let's get into some of the positives. And ironically, the first positive that still amazes me till this day is its size. The Galaxy S23 Plus has a 6.7-inch display that really enhanced every single experience, from gaming on the go, watching content and movies in the house, and simply scrolling through social media. And as you can see, gaming on the S23 Plus after 6 months of use, I still don't get any lags, the resolution is sharp and doesn't look blown up, and the vibrancy was out of this world. Whenever I'm using the display, the whole experience has been extremely smooth and sleek. Apps fit into the 6.7-inch display nicely, and I would say that when compared to the S23 Plus or Ultra, it has the perfect balance. The rounded corners also made it much easier to hold than the S23 Ultra. Reaching all the way to the top was much more difficult than the regular S23, but with the Samsung software, I didn't even have to reach all the way to the top. I had all of the top tier features at my disposal, and the 120Hz refresh rate was as good as any top tier phone. This is also one of the better phones in terms of feel whenever I'm not using a case. Also, Samsung phones are very durable when compared to the iPhone or Pixel, which means that it'll withstand more severe drops. The S23 Plus also had really great scratch resistance, unlike the iPhone and Pixel. There were times where I would put it in my pocket with my keys and not one major scratch was seen. Multitasking was very easy to use, and I had the most options out of any Android phone. I didn't get any hiccups or lags with it, and the text within well-optimized apps looked very sharp. Battery life was pretty much the same as last year. I used mainly social media apps, play Asphalt 9, and watched a lot of TikTok on it, and I was able to last for a good amount of time without having to use my portable charger or turn on power saving mode. On the average day, I'm getting 4 to 6 hours of battery life, and when in my days with about 15 to 20% on average. Some days my phone would be even higher, but that was when I used less power heavy apps. I didn't cut any corners, I had 5G on the whole time, I rarely used power saving mode, and my brightness was on medium to high. So you can get better results if you do the opposite of what I did. Now moving on to camera, the S23 Plus is really good, but I would have liked to see the specs more comparable to the S23 Ultra. 50 megapixel main camera with a 10 megapixel telephoto and 12 megapixel ultra wide. The outside photos look really good. The vibrancy of different objects and nature was some of the most impressive things that I've seen on a smartphone camera. And no matter the weather or circumstance of how it looked outside, the pictures never failed to disappoint. Selfies weren't the best when compared to the S23 Ultra, but still were very good. Again, the skin lightening is still an issue across all of the S23 lineup, and the S23 Plus was no different. But I still do think that it takes really good selfies, but again, this needs to be fixed. Inside photos were really good. Whenever I got into the position to get really good lighting, this is where the camera outdid itself. And even when the lighting wasn't the best, the camera software was able to produce some really good pictures. Night photos were really sharp yet vibrant, which gives them that nicely enhanced feel. My selfies still dealt with the same issues, but they still look pretty good. And I think that overall, Samsung has always taken the best night mode photos. Now looking at videos, the Galaxy S23 Plus is able to shoot at 8K up to 60 frames per second, and I was impressed all the way through. The colors were very sharp, the whole picture had this very great vibrancy to it, and the stabilization, just like any other phone in this price range, was really good. Again, social media could use some work, but if you want to get good quality on social media, then you'll have to take a picture or video and then upload it from there. And alright you guys, that's it for my review on the Galaxy S23 Plus. I think that it's a really great phone that is truly hindered by its price tag. And even though I had my fair criticisms, I feel like it was too early for Samsung to pull a plug on the S series, and they could have just made smarter moves. So if you are deciding to get the Galaxy S23 Plus, then I think that it'll be very special since it's the last of a dying breed, but you could also get it on sale and it'll be much more worth the money. And let me know down in the comments, do you guys think that Samsung will bring the Plus series back? Let me know. And again, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.